Greetings, everyone, everywhere. It's your girl Morg, stopping you dead in your tracks. I'm your host, Morgan Martin, and this is the Morgan Martin Show. Today, you are in for a treat. I have a special guest, someone near and dear to my heart, my auntie, Mrs. Nedra Jefferson-McCaskill. Give it up for her, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. The Morganites and I are so excited to hear about your story.
And I'm so glad to be here tonight myself, Morgan.
Thank you. If you guys don't know, Miss Nedra McCaskill is a well-respected person in our community, and we're just so honored to have you. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Well, Morgan, I work for the clerk of the court. I've been there for 40 years. I started right out of high school, and I was working for about 35 years, and after working for 35 years, I retired. But I went back to work, and I'm at my 40th year right now.
Ooh, well, congratulations. You have put a lot of time in, and there's nothing you won't do for people, and you're such a well-respected person, as I mentioned before, but at some point in your life, you weren't, which is so hard to believe. But tell us a little bit more about your testimony.
Well, Morgan, back in the days, after finishing high school and working at the courthouse, I had a friend that bought a bar over here, and I worked at the courthouse and I worked at the bar.
The two-spot, right?
It's called the two-spot. And of course, you know, when you're trying to work two jobs, it's hard because you get off one job and you be on another job. And I kind of got myself involved in, doing drugs. And I just, the drug that I was really involved in was cocaine. I would go to work at the courthouse, and then I would come home and go to work there. But I was needing something to just keep me going because I was tired all the time. But, when you work in a bar, if you're drinking leads to other things.
Absolutely.
So as I was working at the courthouse, I was all the time doing the drugs. I lost my job at the courthouse. So after I lost my job at the courthouse, I started working on St. George Island at Resorts Realty. I worked over there for a couple of years, and I left there and went to Water Street Hotel. They hired me back. But to make a long story short, at that time, drugs was a battle. And I just, I got just involved being around the wrong people. I got to the point that I didn't care about my work at the courthouse. I just didn't care about nothing but drugs. And drugs is a battle, and I just began to pray and ask God after I lost my job at the courthouse. I began to just ask God to deliver me, and He delivered me from drugs.
So did you have to go through any rehab?
No rehab. I just came home one night and just looked in the mirror at myself. And I told God, I said, God, if you deliver me, I will serve you. So I began to let the friends I had go. I had to just be around other people, church people. It was hard because I didn't have any friends. But I had made a commitment to God that if He delivered me, I would serve Him. So I couldn't look back. I didn't look to the front. I couldn't look to the back. I had to look and focus on the Lord. And He delivered me from that. So I was on cocaine from 1983 to up to about 1990, I would say between 97 and 98.
Wow.
And I didn't have to go to no rehab. It was, drugs is a mind thing. You don't have to go to no rehab. It's a mind thing. If you make up your mind that this is what you want to do, you can do it. So I made a commitment to God, and I got to live by that.
And you have. You surely have.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, you mentioned the drugs, cocaine, and what's a story that you would share to let other people know this is not what you want? You know, were you experiencing anything unusual?
Yes. You know, cocaine, you have all kind of experience with cocaine. As for myself, I was paranoid all the time. I would do stuff like, you know, the more cocaine I did, the more that I wanted to do. You know, I was doing, you know, just things unusual. You know, you get paranoid real quick, you know, and everything. And this might sound funny to people, but I would do things like, I'm hearing things all the time. I'm thinking that the cops was out there all the time. You know, it was something that I don't know how I could enjoy the high because I was so paranoid. Yeah. You know. But I can say this, there is a God. And anything that you want God to do for you, you ask for it. He will deliver you.
Amen.
You know. But I thank God really for my family. I thank God because after I got fired from the courthouse, the Lord seen fit that I had changed my lifestyle to live for Him, and I got my job back.
Woo!
You know.
You know, and I never knew that you lost your job because as far as I've known you, you've been at the courthouse forever.
Yeah, I lost my job. They had to let me go because the work that I was doing wasn't getting done. So they knew it was something wrong. They never drug tested me, but they knew that something was going on.
And how did you gain back your trust with people? How did they know you were serious and
Well, you know, when you're on drugs, people lose respect for you. And I had to gain that respect back. And it took me a long time. You know, I just, the more I was around people that was in the church, I started going to church, and I started, my first step was to go to church, hang around people that was in the Word, and I started being the a greeter at the door. After I started being a greeter at the door, I started, you know, watching everybody at church. But one thing I could say, the devil was busy, Morgan, because every time I wanted to go to church, I could never stay in church because he was after me constantly. So I started doing things in the church, dancing. I started greeting. I started hanging around people that was in the world. And it just, I wanted to go to the next level. And I just told God, you know, I want what I saw. And I was delivered. I've been free from drugs since 1999. I don't look to the left, I don't look to the right, Morgan. My thing is now is to serve the Lord.
That's it.
Because I know that He got some work for me to do.
That's right, and so many blessings in store. And
yes, and he has truly blessed me. I have gotten married. I know some of the things that I did in the past.
What's his name?
Charles McCaskill.
Mr. Charles McCaskill.
Yes.
Uncle Tiger.
That's right. And one thing I can truly say, since I've been in the Word and in church, God has truly blessed me, not only with a husband, but He has blessed me in my finance. He sent Charles to me as my husband. Because one thing I realized, the guy that I was dating last, he was separated. He never wanted to get married. And I felt like until I let him go, God was not going to send a husband to me.
He wanted you in position.
He wanted me in position. He let me know that what I had then belongs to me. If I let it go, he would send something better.
That's a good word.
And he did that.
That's a good message, especially for younger people who are
Yes.
still looking and still waiting.
That's it.
To just get in position and stay in position.
That's right.
And just be patient, and God will do the rest.
Yes, he will.
Amen. Amen to that. Well, I thank you for being on the show, and without further ado, a special token of my love, I want to treat you to lunch or dinner.
Oh, good.
Of your choice.
And you know, Morgan, I just pray and I hope that somebody have got something from my message, because you know what? If God did it for me, he can do it for them. Without anything, without rehab, without anything. They just ask and he will give it to you. Knock and the door will be open.
Amen. Amen. Well, you heard it from herself.
That's it. Thank you for having me on the show, Morgan.
And thank you for being here and sharing your powerful testimony. We have truly learned, if you believe, you shall receive. That's going to do it for tonight on the Morgan Martin Show. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week. Catch the Morgan Martin Show Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Premiere, and YouTube. Real talk, real time with real people. To rewatch the episodes, follow Morgan Martin Media LLC on Facebook. Subscribe to Morgan Martin Media on YouTube. And don't forget to show some love on Instagram at morgan.martin.media. As always, stay tuned for more.